Welcome. In this video, we will discuss the classical Langevin theory of diamagnetic material. In our previous lectures, we have already discussed the origin of magnetism, different types of magnets, dia, para, and ferro, magnetization vector, magnetic moment, and magnetic susceptibility. Here, the magnetic susceptibility nothing but the ratio of magnetization to the magnetic field intensity, that is m by h. In classical Langevin theory of diamagnetic material, we will discuss the magnetic susceptibility of diamagnetic material. This is a derivation for the magnetic susceptibility of diamagnetic material. Here, you know, when an electron moving around the nucleus, it generates the current. This current is also the circulating one. When the circulating current generate the magnetic field, then we can say this is the atomic magnet. Here you can see as the electron is revolving around the nucleus, these electrons generate current opposite the direction of the motion of electron. Therefore, once these electrons generate current, this current is responsible for production of its magnetic moment. In last lecture, we have discussed what is the magnetic moment. Magnetic moment is nothing but the product of magnetization current I to the area of circulating loop, that is mu equals to I into A. I is the current and A is the area. Simultaneously, as the electrons revolves around the nucleus, it needs the centripetal force for its motion. Therefore, here you can see the centripetal force F0 for a circular motion is equals to F0 equals to mv square upon r, and you know v equals to r omega. Here this is a v is the velocity of motion of electron, and you know v equals to r omega. If we put here, then you get a m omega square 0 into r. Here this is a frequency due to this circular motion. Again, we will talk little about the diamagnetic theory. Here, the classical Langevin theory of diamagnetic material consider that the effect of an applied field on a single electron orbit is due to reduce the effective current of the orbit, so to produce magnetic moment opposing to the applied field. Here, we will apply an external magnetic field to the circulating electron. In previous lectures, you know that when electron moves, it generates internal magnetic moment. But in addition to the internal magnetic moment, here we will apply an external magnetic field. Let us assume the external magnetic field is applied here along the z direction as shown in figure. An electron is moving along the circulating path. Therefore, once the external magnetic field is applied, this electron experiences the Lorentz force. This is a Lorentz force. And this Lorentz force Fl is given by minus E V cross B. Therefore, which on solving, minus E B R omega. This is the Lorentz force. Therefore, you can see that the same electron can experience two forces, that is centripetal force towards the center of this electron atom and the Lorentz force. Therefore, the resultant force experienced by the electron is equals to F0 minus Fl. This is nothing but a minus, this will be the plus, this should be the plus. This resultant force will be equals to m omega 0 square into r. Now, here here this F0 minus Fl equals to m omega square into r. If we put the value of f0 here, this is m omega 0 square into r, and value of this fl e b r w and equals to m omega 0 r, then we get a equation omega square plus eb upon m into omega minus omega 0 square equals to 0. This is a resultant equation of the forces acting on the circulating electron or the force experienced by the circulating electron, and this is a frequency, angular frequency. This frequency is due to the centripetal force, and this is a resultant frequency due to the Larmor force. Resultant frequency due to the external magnetic field. Therefore, as this is a binomial equation, we will solve this equation. By solving this equation, we get the two values of omega in the form of omega 0. Therefore, this is a plus, minus, and in bracket eb square upon pi sum bracket square plus omega 0 square raised to power half minus eb upon pi sum. If we consider omega is very greater than eb upon pi sum, then this term in omega can be neglected. Therefore, the resultant omega will be equals to plus minus omega 0 square minus eb upon pi sum. Here eb upon pi sum nothing but the Larmor frequency. This Larmor frequency will be eb upon pi sum. Therefore, we get a omega. We get two values of the omega, plus minus omega 0 square minus omega L. If this omega is a plus, then the electron whose moment is parallel to the external field. This equation, whenever the electron moment is parallel to the external field, then omega equals to omega 0 square minus omega L. And if the electron whose moment is anti-parallel to the external magnetic field, then omega will be minus omega 0 minus omega L. Here omega is nothing but the WL. This means the Larmor frequency. Now, here we have to calculate the magnetic susceptibility. Since we have to calculate the magnetic susceptibility, we need the current, because magnetic susceptibility equation, we need magnetization here, and magnetization completely depend on the magnetic moment, and magnetic moment can be derived with the help of circulating current. As we have the Larmor frequency omega L, therefore the circulating current I is given by charge into revolution per minute time. This is charge into frequency. This is a charge into the frequency. This is a revolution per minute time. Therefore, current equals to minus E into omega L upon pi square. Negative sign is due to the charge on the electron. Therefore, finally we have I equals to minus E square upon E square into B over pi F. This is the current due to the motion of electron, and you must remember that here the current is the resultant of, or current is resultant of the motion of the electron, and this electron experiences both the forces, centripetal force as well as Larmor force, due to the external application of the magnetic field. If each atom consists of z numbers of electron, then total current will be I equals to minus z e square b upon 4 pi m. Therefore, you know the magnetic moment is a mu I, therefore mu I equals to current into area. Here current equals to minus z into e square b upon 4 pi m, and here this is the area of the circulating loop. Here it is not a simple radius, it is a spherical radius, since electron can revolve around the spherical one. Therefore here pi rho square, here is the area and rho is the mean square radius of the projection of the orbit on a plane perpendicular to the field axis. Therefore, spherical symmetrical charge distribution, this is the spherical symmetrical charge distribution. You can show in the animation. Here you can show the animation. This electron is moving along the spherical way. Also, this electron is moving also in the spherical way. Therefore, electron cannot move, may or may not move in a circular path. This means we have to consider the motion of the electron in a sphere, and here around the sphere the symmetrical charge distributed. Since around the sphere, as the symmetrical charge get distributed, this is a sphere, complete sphere, and around this complete sphere, as the symmetrical charge get distributed, here x square equals to y square equals to z square equals to r square. Here we will keep r because this is a r square, and therefore rho square in the for a spherical symmetrical charge distribution equals to 2 by 3 into r. We can put this value in the area equation. Therefore, finally we get a area. This area will be pi rho square. We will put the value of rho square equals to 2 by 3 r square. Then we get a final equation. Z mu m equals to z e square b rho upon 4m. Put the value of rho here, 2 by 3 r square into 4m. Therefore, magnetic moment m equals to minus z e square b r square upon 6m. As the numbers of, let us assume if n is the number of atom per unit value in the material, then the magnetization is given by, magnetization is the product of numbers of atoms into the magnetic moment. Here m equals to n into mu m. This is a given formula. You know already, we have discussed in our previous lectures. Therefore, m equals to n into mu m, and you know the magnetic relation between the magnetic field and magnetic field intensity equals to b equals to minus mu 0 into h. Here we need h. H is the magnetic field strength, and this is magnetic field intensity, and this is magnetic field strength. Therefore, H equals to B upon mu zero. Mu zero nothing but the permeability of the permittivity of the medium. The diamagnetic susceptibility per unit value is given by psi equals to m by h. Put the value of m here and put the value of h here. Then we get a the psi dia, that is susceptibility of a diamagnetic material equals to n into mu m upon h. After adding this value in the equation, here put the value of z square upon z square br square upon 6m. Put here, put the value of n here, and put the value of mu 0 here. If we put the value of h here, then mu 0 will go upside, and b will get cancelled, and then we get a resultant equation of diamagnetic material. N equals to, sorry, psi equals to minus n mu 0 z e square r square upon 6m. This is the classical Langevin equation for diamagnetism. The diamagnetic susceptibility depends on the size of the atom. This susceptibility equation concludes that, or gives the result that this diamagnetic susceptibility of the material, or of a diamagnetic material, depends on the numbers of atoms present in the materials. This means how much is the size of the atom, the susceptibility will be the lower. As the numbers of atoms into this susceptibility decreases. Again, here you can see that the susceptibility has a negative equation value. This is a negative one and negative sign. Due to the negative sign, you can say that once the this negative sign indicates that the diamagnetic metal has a negative susceptibility. This means if we apply an external magnetic field to the diamagnetic material, this diamagnetic material repels or opposes the external lines of forces passing through it. This is the expression for classical Langevin theory for diamagnetic susceptibility, expression for the diamagnetic material. Again, we can repeat, or we summarize this classical Langevin theory of diamagnetic material. Here, before start, we have discussed the centripetal force experienced by the electron, and here we will apply the z, that is the external magnetic field along the z direction. Therefore, this same electron experiences the two forces, Lorentz force as well as centripetal force. Therefore, the resultant force will be the precessional motion. The electron may deflect their path, that is the precessional, this path is said to be the precessional path. Therefore, the two forces experienced by this electron experiences the different force. Here we will solve this equation, and after solving we get a final frequency, and here we will neglect this and we get a two values of the frequency along the parallel to the direction of the external magnetic field. This is opposite to the direction of the external magnetic field, and here this is a Larmor frequency. We need current here. This current is the precessional, due to the precessional motion of the electron, and here we get a current value. By putting or solving this, we get I equals to E square B upon 4 pi m. As there exist z numbers of electron in an atom, therefore current equals to I equals to minus z E square B upon 4 pi m. We need a magnetic moment, and magnetic moment nothing but the ratio of current into area. As this is a ratio of current into area, mu m is given by minus z E square B 4 pi m pi into rho square. Here rho is the radius, mean square radius of projection of orbit on a plane perpendicular to the field axis. Therefore, for symmetrical charge distribution, here x square y square z square equals to r square, since the electrons are symmetrically distributed along the spherical and motion of the electron is not especially circular, it is along the spherical way. Therefore, here area is given by, here the radius is given by rho square equals to 2 by 10 into r square. Therefore, by putting the value of rho square in the area, we get the value of magnetic moment mu m equals to minus z e square b rho square upon 4 pi 4m. By solving this, we get a mu m z e minus z e square b r square upon 6m. If the atom consists of, if the n is the number of atoms consisting of material, therefore the magnetization is given by m equals to n into mu m. Putting the value of n and mu m, this is the value of mu m, and n is the number of electron. Again, this is the equation or relation between the magnetic field to the magnetic field's intensity. Therefore, B equals to mu 0 I. We need here H in the form of B. So we will put this equation into the susceptibility, and we will put the value of mu m in this equation, and after solving we get a psi dia, means diamagnetic material susceptibility, is equals to minus n mu 0 z d square r square upon 6. Thank you.